This is the way the list ends. It's impossible to overstate how big this game was. Halo 2 ended on such a cliffhanger. Brutes had usurped the elites, the Halo array was primed, Arbiter joined forces with Miranda and Johnson, Chief left Cortana behind on the holy city of High Charity, as it was being infected by the resurgent intelligent flood. And then the Chief followed the Covenant back to Earth, where the fate of the universe would be decided.
Sir, finishing this fight.
Halo 3 also had to live up to its predecessors. Halo 1 launched the Xbox. Halo 2 launched Xbox Live. Both were reasons to own the Xbox. And on top of everything, there was an incredible ad campaign, selling this as the poignant grand finale to one of the 2000's biggest media franchises. And the game somehow delivered. The music is the best Marty O'Donnell's score ever. Combat was overhauled in the campaign. Brutes came in distinct ranks. Their helmets could break off, allowing for headshots. The AI was smarter than ever before, and Scarabs now had their own AI and multiple ways to engage and take down. And even the Flood get a glow up, now being able to infect soldiers and transform them into combat forms, convert the dead back into Flood, and introduced a pure form that can transform from crawling stalker form to a stationary turret ranged form and into a hulking tank form. This mechanic is so cool it's weird it never came back with the mostly digital Prometheans. Halo 3 also introduced the first real attempt to create a fourth pillar in the combat with deployable equipment, which were fine if extremely situational. Campaign maps were large and varied, with only Crow's Nest and Floodgate resorting to backtracking to pad out the length. Missions like Salvo Highway, the Ark, Halo, and my personal favorite, the Covenant, are so vast and varied that the series would never feel this huge ever again. In multiplayer, we had a then next-gen experience, with brand new modes like Infection and VIP, with all of the returning modes from previous Halo games. But best of all was the inclusion of the Forge mode. In Forge, players could create their own custom maps and modes, something PC gamers had been able to enjoy since the old Doom mod scene, but building custom maps on a console was unheard of. And finally there's the last Warthog run, as the incomplete Halo fires and breaks itself apart, which is still the best finale in the series. But the game isn't perfect. Arbiter went from arguably the main character of Halo 2 to essentially a glorified extra.
Were it so easy.
He gets to kill the Prophet of Truth.
You must be silenced.
But it's not really dwelled on or well written. Likewise, the mission Cortana is ugly and its layout is confusing. And then there's the interruptions of Cortana and later the Gravemind slowing everything down and never saying anything meaningful. These are the three big black marks on the game. Much smaller nitpicks include the Gravemind's plan makes absolutely no sense. High Charity just randomly appears next to the Ark. A few of the character choices make very little sense. It's all extremely nitpicky and it doesn't detract from the overall experience. This is an incredibly solid game, both in 2007 and in 2022. And this is our absolute favorite Halo game.
So there you have it. We had a lot of fun putting this series together, and thank you all for all the comments so far.
We've planned on doing a podcast discussion episode about the whole series in the next month. So, if there's something specific about the Halo franchise you want us to discuss, just leave some comments on these videos before we record.
So, if they ask us about our scoring system and how we scored each game, are we going to break all that down for them?
Oh, no.
Oh, thanks for watching, everybody.